What is up, you guys? It is your boy, Shabby Shambles here. Today we're going to talk about Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. They are trading at all-time lows today. Hey, baby. Got my girl Anak here. What's up, Pooch? So Palantir is trading at all-time lows. They dipped below $6 today for the first time since their IPO date. I want to talk about why. First up is the macro economy. We got to talk about it. It's the same as it's been all year long. We're all kind of marching to Jerome Powell's drum. Of course, some of this is correction from the overinflated prices of 2020 and 2021. We had to come down a little bit, but Jerome Powell's raising interest rates certainly isn't making things better. It's certainly not the best thing for the market. But I do think that there is some timidness in investors, some people who bought in who are losing their thesis. But I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with the underlying business. Nothing about the underlying business has changed. Right, girl? So nothing about the underlying business has changed. So if you were strong on Palantir when they were $20, when they were $15, there's no reason to lose your head, right? The underlying business is still the underlying business. There's still a lot to love about the business from that perspective. The stock will go up, the stock will go down, but the business fundamentals are the business fundamentals. And I think the reason I initially got into Palantir was that I felt that their government side, their government sector was robust enough and exclusive enough to buoy them through any sort of bear market recession type thing we might encounter. And since then, I've added on factors to the bull case that I have for Palantir, but that was what initially made me look deeper at the stock, was that I felt it was unique enough and strong enough to really buoy them through the hard times and kick them off into the good times, and that is still the case. Again, nothing about the business has changed. I also think that there's a good deal of selling off of stocks that have lost price in the past year, just because a lot of these institutions, a lot of these more well-off investors look to sell off stocks to offset capital gains so they pay less taxes. It's a scheme to pay less taxes. It's called tax loss harvesting. It happens at the end of every year. Institutions and wealthy individuals look to do this. And I think that has something to do with it. Now, as to what Palantir can do to right the ship. Now, as I say, this is not a problem with the business. This is not a problem with the fundamentals of Palantir as the company. But this can be viewed as something of a PR issue. Now, Palantir is a really complex company. Not a lot of people have the technical knowledge to understand the benefits of the ontology and of the software offerings. And I think that what their challenge in 2023 is going to be taking this complex topic, taking this complex sector, and really making it more readily understandable to the financial class, to the MBAs and the NYU and Wharton alums that are working at these top firms and on Wall Street, they have to come in and find a way to bridge the gap between these very detailed technical product offerings they have and the financial class that needs to invest in these products, right? That is one of their challenges for 2023 is to find a better way to communicate to people, and not just to people, but to investors, what their product is doing and why it is so revolutionary. Because not everyone is a CTO. Not everyone is a data scientist, a computer scientist, a software engineer, a machine learning engineer. Not everyone knows the technical details involved here. And so communicating that to those who have less technical knowledge and, let's be honest, less time, less time to really engage in these technical matters to gain this knowledge is going to be a huge thing. Huge thing for them. And I think that they might need to look, and this is going to be a bit into how they develop and how they sort of bring their stock back on board as much as they can. Again, some of this is macroeconomic, but some of this is, insofar as they can control it, how can they best look to control it? And I think a good thing for them to do would be to hire some sort of marketing consultant, some sort of face for the company that can take these statements and these marketing materials and communicate them in a more pleasant way. Because while I think Alex Karp has a ton of good ideas and a ton of, let's call it gravitas. And I think that Alex Karp is an incredibly efficient CEO and operator. I do think that where he is lacking, where he has been lacking since the very start, is in some of this PR stuff. And he hasn't done a bad job by any means. I'm not saying that his style is bad, but it's not a match for a real polished marketing firm or marketing consultant. And I think that if they improve, if their financial and economic outlook improves, and if the market improves as a whole, the first thing I would look to do is hire someone who is good at explaining complex topics in a really stripped down way, who understands the technical side of things, the ontology, Apollo, and all their software offerings, and can reduce it down to what the financial class and the investors need to know, who can create a sales pitch out of the complexity that Palantir deals with. I think that's going to be key. And not just for investors, for growing the commercial side of their business. Because they need to do that too. They need to do that as well. And so this all comes back to sales. They have not invested time or money into their sales team like these other software companies have. And with good reason. They were a government contractor, government contractors don't really need the sales team that commercial outfits need. They don't need the same kind of sales team that commercial outfits need. But as Palantir looks to break in to the commercial space, they're going to need a really robust sales team. They're going to need a really robust marketing ethos and outlook to develop their brand and their business further. And if I were the CEO, the CTO, the CFO of Palantir, which I'm not, they don't pay me that much. I'm so far be it from me to comment, but that is the first thing I would look at as we come out of this bear market. The second thing, and this is sort of intertwined because it's a way to gain headlines and get people looking at your company. I think that they are going to look towards an acquisition. Now, other people have said this as well. But you look at their balance sheet, you look at the prices of companies, they're everywhere. Prices are down. You can buy companies at a really, really good discount. And Palantir has a bunch of money just sitting in a vault. I think they might look to acquire somebody. I don't know who yet, but it's somebody. So, that's going to be all from me. Going to be all from a knock. Look. A knock. Come here. No, you don't want him. All right. It's going to be all from us tonight. I hope that you have had a good day. I hope that you have a good day tomorrow. Until next time, remember to like and subscribe. I've been Shabby Shambles. Good night.